right there. Hey guys, Chad here from Strength After 30, and today I'm going to teach you how to grow your squat by 200 pounds, and I know that we can do that because I grew mine by over 400 in just a couple of years, coming from nothing in my knees. So if I can do it, you can do it, and I'm going to show you how. Shoes. So depending on if you're doing a low bar squat, which means we're focusing on glutes, or if we're doing a high bar squat, which is focusing on quads, that changes the shoes. So we're gonna start with low bar squats right now. So I'm gonna wear flat or soleless shoes. Converse are fine, anything like that. These are Vivo Barefoots, and I like them because they go wider here, so my toes can spread out and grab the ground more. But having the right footwear really matters. Versus later, we're gonna be doing high bar, and you'll see me switch to these Olympic style weightlifting shoes. I know weightlifters say, oh, it's just weightlifting, it's not Olympic weightlifting. It's Olympic style weightlifting. It actually has an elevated heel here, so that's gonna help me with my ankle mobility. So it's really important to get the right shoes for the right lift. So the two different variations, the reason that we're doing it this way with low bar and high bar is, again, one hits your glutes, one hits your quads, but we wanna develop both. So getting the bar at the right height is really important. So here, for low bar, the bar is gonna be lower. So we're gonna start, I really wanna lift it off somewhere around in between my clavicle and my nipple. Somewhere in there is gonna be the right height for this, and it's a little bit different at each gym, so you kinda have to play with it. And the way that we determine the bar position is low bar, I kinda swing through, low bar, high bar. That's also gonna affect my body position while I'm doing my squat. So when I come off in low bar, because it's lower on my back, I can't stand straight up. I need to have a little bit of forward lean, otherwise it's gonna slide. And then I drive my hips back and down. That's the movement there. Where on high bar, I'm much more vertical because it's resting right here in my traps, and I send my knees forward for the squat. Invariably, what I see is some guy pick it up. Now granted, his legs are shaking, he's vibrating everywhere. And then he does this number and calls them squats. That's not a squat. What's far more impressive is if someone had one plate on here or just the bar, but did a full range of motion. Okay, that's actually impressive, and that person's gonna actually develop. So we're gonna go over how to do that. How to warm up for squatting is actually doing more squats. Instead of a whole bunch of random movements, just start doing squats. But I do like to warm up my quads and my glutes individually. Grab hold, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a soft bend in my knees. And then I'm gonna drive my knees and my hips back, and I'm going to slide this weight right along the front of my shins, and I push my hips forward to stand up, hips back, up, hips back, up. I'm just getting my glutes and my hamstrings and my posterior chain warm, and that's it. Just enough to feel it. Okay, I'm now warm. So then, to warm up my quads, support myself, and I'm going to drive my knees forward. Holding onto the bar, knees go forward. Okay, if that's all you can handle right there, that's fine. I'm going to tip them forward a little bit, and I'm going to do a quad extension to stand up. Come down, forward, up. And then when you eventually can work your way up, you're going to start just sending those knees forward. Extend, forward, extend. And eventually, you won't even have to support yourself. And just get nice and smooth. Quads are warm, safeties, okay? I get nervous before every single workout I do because I know that I'm gonna be pushing myself. And that's one of the keys with this, is being able to push yourself close to failure. And I've been doing this for over 25 years. Before every single workout, especially leg days, I get nervous because this weight can kill me. Maybe not this weight, but the weights I'm lifting can absolutely hurt me or kill me, and you have to treat it with respect. It's like working with a great white shark. You know, you see those people out in the ocean and they're like touching great whites and all that. If you don't respect that animal, it'll kill you. This weight is a great white. Okay, so with safeties, they don't have to be super duper high, but just high enough to where you can escape if the weight's gonna fall, and you drop the weight off your back, okay? You don't fall forward with it because you'll actually end up crushing your hand here, or you may end up landing on your neck. Simply drop the weight out from behind you and you'll be okay. So one of the mistakes people make is they warm up way too much, okay? Warming up is not part of the workout, and people end up blowing all their energy on warming up, doing sets of 10, sets of 15. Hit a couple of reps just to check to see where you're at and call it a day and move on. So right now, this 225, I haven't done a set yet. I'm gonna do low bar, where I'm going to get under the weight, push myself through. I'm going to brace my core, which is where I, see how my hands move out? I lock that as if someone's gonna punch me in the stomach, and then I pull down on the bar, like I'm doing a pull-up into my back. I'm putting outward pressure in my knees right there, out, and I'm going to try and spread the floor apart. If I was pushing hard enough, this part of the floor would go that way, that part of the floor would go that way, and then I'm going to push my hips back and down. And I go deep enough to where I break 90 degrees with my hip crease relative to my knee. That's not for some powerlifting standard. That's so we can get good glute engagement, okay? This is about building our glutes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, add a little bit more weight, see how we feel. Swoop underneath. Brace my core. Press. Pushing the world away from me. Drive those hips back. Up. Hips back, hips forward. Hips back, hips forward. I'm good. There we go. And I don't put my belt on until I get closer to my actual working weight, because I'm trying to trick myself a little bit in that, because if I'm not wearing a belt, my core has to work harder to stabilize. So then when I get up to that heavier weight and I add a belt, it almost doesn't feel like a jump. We're gonna get those reps, and we're actually gonna hit lengthened partials on a squat, which without a partner can be a little bit dangerous. So typically we save those for when we're on a machine and supported, but just to give you guys a demo on how it works. So again, this is another warm-up set, 495. Get in here, see if my shoulders are warm enough yet to get me under the bar. And just gonna do 2 or 3. It's really just to see where I'm at. Okay. Feels pretty good. I can definitely tell my core is not 100% today, so I might have to wear my belt earlier than I want, but I'm gonna do one check set, which is, normally I would just go straight to 7 plates right now, but I'm gonna do 1 at 6 plates, just see how it feels, because I don't think I'm all the way warmed up yet, and I gotta see, do I actually have the juice today? Because if you push past where you are that day, you could actually get into a really bad place. So you gotta respect your body. There may be what's written down on the program, but if your body's not aligning with it that day, it'd be what it be. So we're gonna do a check set where I'm gonna put another plate on, do 1 rep, see how it feels to see if we can actually go up to a working weight, and then I'll put my belt on. But we'll see. Oh, I just realized something. Forgot an important piece of equipment, mouth guard. Your ability to bite down during the lift helps make your brace more solid. Makes you sound ridiculous, but it's a great piece of equipment. Oh yeah, we're good. We go up. So just for your own edification, you want a belt. Typically, if it's gonna be leather, do not have a fabric belt. I prefer ones with single holes. Otherwise, that way you're not fumbling around trying to get 2 in there. Or you can use the new like clip belts where you can just snap them on, snap them off. I'm just a little old school for this. There we go. And that way I can brace into the belt evenly across my body. Again, I'm later on in the training, so I will be doing fewer reps than I would recommend for people. But this is kind of what the end of a training cycle should look like, is we're talking doubles, triples, that kind of thing. That's purely for strength. That's not just for muscular development. I've done most of my volume work already in the program. And actually after this set, we're gonna back down and build in some volume. Because right now this is good for strength, it's good for getting my CNS coated. But ultimately at the end of the day, it's about growing more muscle, which will help make you stronger and more capable and more aesthetic, even though that's not what's going on here. 675. Whew, that was a doozy. Actually caught my hand a little bit there. Coming off. Okay, now we're gonna back it down and build in some volume. So top end's done. We're gonna take it back down. So for me, coming from 675, I'm gonna drop it down to probably 495 and just get some reps in. Build that volume and get that glute development that we want. So having just on the top set, because what I see a lot of people do is they pyramid up, right? They go, okay, I'm gonna do this for 10 reps, this for 8 reps, this for 6 reps. Why would you want to pre-exhaust yourself before you get to a good training weight? So what we do is get to that training weight as quickly as possible, safely, obviously, warm up, all that kind of stuff. But then we back off afterwards to add in volume there, okay? So I've already cashed in a lot of my chips on that top set. So in order to keep the intensity up, but obviously I've spent some chips, I'm gonna drop the weight down and focus on volume, and I'm gonna make it harder by pausing and only doing the bottom half, which on squats, if you are not advanced, don't try this, do this on a machine to get used to it. But pausing on the bottom, we're not doing that for power or anything like that. I'm just trying to remove the stretch reflex, and I want to be engaged at that lengthened position and put it all in my muscle, not on physics with that snapback effect. So I'm really disadvantaging myself here. It's gonna hurt, but it's good. I should be able to talk through this, but we'll see. Pause, partial. Pause, partial. Pause, partial. Okay, I gotta go up. The time under tension there is awesome. So not a lot of weight, but man, it adds up fast. I'm gonna fast forward 3 days and go to my other squat pattern, which is high bar, which I'm gonna show you how to set it up. There's a little bit of a different focus, and we're gonna change our shoes. So normally I would alternate these. So Monday would be low bar squat day, Thursday would be high bar squat day. But since we were here today, we're gonna do them both, and I'm basically gonna die because we're gonna be more vertical in our stance. And if I leave this lower, I have to really get underneath there. Or instead, if I put it higher, because I'm gonna be higher, I'm able to get off easier from the top position. Oh. Now, let's pile it up. Gonna start a little bit higher because I'm already warm. And then I'll do one check set and then get right to working set, because this is coming on the back end of low bar squat. High bar, my anatomy comes into play a lot more. So watch this. I pull this leg up. That's as far as it can go straight in front of me. I twist it out a little bit. See how much more it can come up? Some people can go all the way out here, and that's where they feel the best. So the best thing to do is find where this angle is for you, because it's your hip socket alignment. And also you got to count for your front porch. So for me, it's right about here, and I'm going to send my knees forward. And this is a high bar squat. And then I send my knees back to stand up. That way it's in my quads. Okay, quick check set here. Make sure nothing's broken. Put it higher up on my traps. Come back. Put that angle on my feet. Right about there for me. And then drive those knees forward. Get my feet right. There it is. Okay. Now we can go up. A lot of people will use a ton of that snap reflex or stretch reflex off the bottom. They'll bounce into it. That's not what we're going for. Watch. That's how high I come off just a stretch reflex. We want to go ahead, let that settle, then go. Not down here forever, but settle, go. That way we're putting the work into the muscle, not just into snapping it back. That's also how you get hurt. I bring my arms in tighter with a low bar, brace my core. Knees forward, pause, go. Knees forward, pause, go. Knees forward, pause, go. Whew. So, high bar, getting it right into my quads. And so normally we would do the same pattern of going from a higher set, drop it down, do some more volume. But since today's kind of a combo day, that's it for that one today. But high bar is probably, I would argue, one of the most important exercises you can do, especially if you have bad knees, because you learn how to send those knees forward and put pressure on your quads and develop them, ligaments, tendons, and you can grow and you can get your legs back. And this is absolutely, if you're a low bar squatter, it's gonna make your low bar stronger. If you're a high bar guy, obviously, this is gonna help. It's gonna help your deadlifts, it's gonna help everything. Romanian deadlifts. So this is gonna be for our glutes and hamstrings, which are essential for building a big squat. Or if you're just looking to develop your lower body, you gotta do RDLs. So for form, main thing with RDL is to actually have your knees and your hips travel back and away from the bar. I still slide the bar and I keep it in close to my body, and I try and break it around my back, and I push my shoulders away from my ears to lock my lats. I don't Instagram my butt out. That's gonna put it all into my erectors. I want a nice flat back, drive it back, and my knees go back, and my hips go back. Nice big solid piece. If you wanna just focus on glutes, you actually keep your knees vertical, and you just drive your glutes back. That's basically a low bar squat, but I tend to find that I can get better glute stimulus there. So it just depends on the day, how I'm feeling, what I'm trying to train, how I'm gonna do it. So let's do a quick warm up here. I pick it up off the ground like an actual deadlift, where I extend myself down, and then at the bottom, I tea kettle my body up, and that brings my my quads into the movement so I can stand it up. But that is the last bit of work my quads are gonna do on a Romanian deadlift. Hold it in, tea kettle, drive. Now I'm gonna go ahead, drive my hips back, up, back, up, up, okay? Again, same setup. Gonna just deadlift it up and then push those hips, the knees and hips back. I wanna make sure my arms are pushing away from me, they're not active in any way. They're just here. They're just hooks that are hooking onto the weight. They're not actually doing anything. Hips back. Hips forward. Hips back. Hips forward. Actually some good stimuli glutes there. So that's good enough. But normally we'd back this down and hit a back offset. So right now it's 5 plates. Normally back it down to 4, maybe even 3, and just hit that mid-range of motion. But I'm pretty beat up already. So this next one is pretty advanced, but there's a way that we can work into it. It's called a sissy squat. And the reason that I like doing it on an apparatus, now this can be a hack squat, a Smith machine. Over here is a belt squat. You can do it on any number of apparatus. You can also do it without, a machine, but I tend to find that you end up being limited to effectively your body weight because there's really not a good way to load weight onto yourself like this. You can put a plate here, a dumbbell, something like that, but it's just really not that effective for stable loading. And this is a quad isolation exercise. And this is gonna help blow your quads up. It is gonna help you get stronger knees. It's part of the way I regrew my knees from nothing to where I could hardly walk. I couldn't stand in the damn bathtub. And now I'm able to do movements like this because I've put myself into compromised positions and gotten strong in them. So there's a progression here of how to do this the right way, how to build up to it. So the first things first, we're gonna find, this is a fine hack squat, there's standard hack squat, any of these is fine. And the first evolution is gonna be, we get in here, and a regular hack squat is where I push my knees forward to descend, okay? So it's kind of like a high bar squat, okay? Knees forward. What I'm gonna do to make this into more of a sissy squat, the evolution is I come down and I push my knees forward a little bit, and then I extend like a leg extension to stand up. So evolutions are down, push forward a little bit, back up. Now, Tom Platz, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, who had, they call him the quad father, he would do these like this. Come down, roll forward, then push back up. I wanted to really strengthen my knees. So what I do, I'm gonna move my feet forward a little bit, is I move my hip away from the pad. Okay, so instead of being here, I'm here, and I'm gonna shoot my knees as far forward that way as I can for the descent. I come up on my toes, and then I do a quad extension to stand up, and I keep my hips out here. So again, down, up, don't lock out. Don't lock out. Keep the pressure in that quad. Oh, it's a great workout. Now we're gonna put some weight on. Up in the weight a little bit. Still gonna focus on a big stretch at the bottom because that's where people get hurt. Because if you think about it, you say you slip on the ice, you're not gonna get hurt here. You're gonna get hurt in that compromised position. So if we can get strong there, now we're really getting somewhere. Oh boy. Okay, push my feet out a little bit. Hips out and away. Toes ready. Stretch, pump, don't lock out. Stretch, pump, don't lock out. Oh man, it's so good. You may feel, after you do this the first few times, some tension down the front. As long as it's just down the front of your knee for a couple days after, that's okay. But if it's deep inside, then obviously time to call it, maybe see a doctor. But if the tension is just along the front, that's fine, that will go away. You'll get stronger, tendons, ligaments, the whole thing. It's gonna get stronger. Just gonna take time. So don't try and Don't try this at home unless you're ready. Last set here, and then we're gonna hit some iso leg presses with a glute and quad focus. So if you think about how to structure your day, let's say that we have our glute focus day. So let's call that Monday. That's what it is for me. It's gonna be low bar squat, then RDLs, and then go to the leg press. And we'll go over that here in a sec. And quad focus day, you can do high bar, blast your quads, and then come and hit this to really polish off those quads. Then we'll go to the leg press. So really, we're only really changing the front end of the workout. That way you don't have to learn a whole bunch of new things, but just getting these two really dominant compound movements in place to check the box hard for glutes and quads, because that's how we're gonna grow your squat by 200 pounds. Okay, here we go. Well, this actually feels lighter. I think my quads are finally awake again. Okay, so I'm gonna drive those hips forward, knees forward. Brace, down nice and slow. Back up, not all the way. Back up. And that's failure. If you can walk after, you did it wrong. It feels good in all the wrong kinds of ways. So with leg press, what you typically see at the gym is this. They put every plate they can possibly put on there, they press it up, and then they we're training exactly zero. Okay, there's nothing happening here. Everyone's laughing at you. Don't be that guy. Okay, so an actual leg press, we have to pick our foot position. So I do this as an isolation movement. So for quads, I'm gonna bring my feet low on the platform. And then just like we did with high bar, I am going to shoot my knees forward, come as deep as I can till my heels start to come up off the plate. So I have good ankle mobility, so I can come pretty deep. You may have to wear powerlifting shoes for this, or sorry, Olympic lifting shoes, but I can come all the way down here and press up just fine. But see this movement? This looks just like high bar squat, right? But if we're gonna do it here, we're doing this as an isolation movement. I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna keep my back flat. Don't let your back roll, okay? So my back's flat, so I flex my core. Knees forward. Pause, press, don't lock out. Right about here is as high as we wanna go, because I wanna keep the pressure in my quads. Right back down, pause, go. I'm already getting a burn with just this little bit of weight. Okay, now we're gonna go to high foot. It's just like it sounds. I'm basically gonna put my feet as high as I can. I may have to go a little bit wider. This is gonna put it into my glutes and my hamstrings. So here, I'm going to see how my knees really aren't traveling forward. I mean, a little bit. They're really just kind of coming back. This looks like low bar squat. Okay, so here, I have to make sure that my back doesn't come up off the pad. So I'm keeping it nice and straight, because this is to train my glutes and hamstrings, not my lower spine. Okay, so right in here, pause, press, don't go all the way up. Pause, press, don't go all the way up, right back down. That is gonna keep it in your glute. And what's beautiful is that you can do this. So let's say it's Monday, you just did low bar, you just did Romanian deadlift. Now we need to add some volume. So in order to give your glutes maybe a break, hit some low foot, hit those quads, then finish with high foot. Do a couple of sets on low foot, a couple of sets on high foot, accrue some volume, and then on Thursday, leg day number 2, where you do high bar squat and then sissy squats, then come over here, give your quads a break, go high foot, then do some low foot finishes and blast those freaking quads. Your squat is gonna blow up. This is where we're accruing volume. Now we're gonna add a little bit of weight on here, do a couple of real sets, just so you can see what the intensity should look like. Get them up as high as I can. Right about there. because if I can't create any pressure to get it off, I'm in trouble. But right about there, that's good. Bring this back, keeping my back straight. Press, right back down. Press, right back down. Press, right back down. And this is more about volume than weight. I'm finally getting some strain in my glutes here. Fantastic. Keeping my back flat. There we go. Good set. So we do that for a couple of sets. Then we go ahead and rest. Then come back and hit some low foot. But I'm going to show you a little trick on this low foot one. We'd normally do it on both, but we're actually going to do some partials to finish this off. It is going to be absolutely brutal. Should be entertaining for you. Okay, right into it. So notice how low my feet are. So high foot here, low foot here. And I usually do a little bit of a ducky foot because I got a little bit of a front porch here obstructing the path. Press. Okay, now knees forward. Right back down. I should just grab on. There we go. Right back down. Okay, now we're gonna finish with some partials. This is gonna hurt. Right here. Right there. That's it. We do those partials to try and get everything out of the movement that we can. And so I would recommend applying that to almost everything. Again, be cautious doing that on squats just because you don't want to get trapped under the bar. If you have a partner, you can experiment with it. But here, this is really a place that you can use those heavy partials because you can always flip the safeties back in place or there's a stopper. So that way you're much safer here. So if you have trouble getting enough range of motion, switching over to single foot can really help. Because a lot of people will do like Bulgarian split squats, you know, where they put their foot up on something and then squat down like this. What ends up happening is that they end up using this foot to generate a ton of power instead of focusing on the single leg. And you'll see them like on the internet. They'll go ahead, they'll put on a safety bar which stays on your back even if you're not holding onto it. They'll grab onto a rack, put their foot up on a bench, and then squat down, but they will use their arms and their back leg to push them up, ensuring that they're doing nothing but looking cool to people that don't know what they're looking at. So when we do single foot on here, yeah, we're losing a little bit of the stability benefits and all that, but what you're gonna tend to find is if you just get really strong, the stability comes. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go high foot. I'm gonna bring it a little further in because on a machine like this that has rails, you can actually, once you put enough weight on, you can start to twist the platform a little bit and it can snag. So we're gonna do this with no weight. What I would do is I was doing heavier. My high foot is normally right about here. I would put it here, closer to the middle, and I just scooch a little bit. So we're just gonna do that. Fold it out. Now watch how much range of motion I can get out of this. See that? Look how deep I can get. Big glute stretch, and my back is still on the platform. Press it up, come down, press it up. I'm actually getting a little glute engagement right now with no weight on the platform for me. Just gonna even it out real quick. Give a little scooch. Oh, that feels great. Nice big stretch down in here. Okay, fantastic isolation move. Now, we can do the same thing with low foot. Okay, see how deep I can get? Right back up. Right back up. Knee forward, knee back. Right about there is as high as we want to go. Right back down. Okay, even it out real quick. Right back up. Right back up. So if you have trouble getting enough range of motion, switching to single foot is awesome. And it also makes it so we don't have to waste our time on Bulgarian split squats because you're probably gonna do them wrong. So let's just skip that altogether and actually get some development and not bother about looking cool. So you can do anywhere, so this works at home. They do have machines for this, but if you get stronger, you can't use the machine anymore. So kind of the progression here for these Copenhagens is we're gonna start with our leg up on top of here, with our knee, get on our elbow, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my low leg to my high leg. Low leg to high leg. That's it. You're gonna get good stim. Next evolution is use your high leg to raise your low leg. So I'm gonna put pressure here to bring it up, here to bring it up. The next evolution, get far out here, hip up, low leg, low leg, low leg. Okay, now top leg, top leg. Do that both sides, and then you can finish with a plank. This is awful. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, plank, come up here. I'm just gonna hold as long as I can. 10 seconds is gonna be enough for most people, if you can do it at all. It's a doozy, do it both sides. It's gonna help you with groin pulls because as your other parts of your legs get stronger, your groin is probably gonna pull. And so we need to avoid that. Do this at least once a week. Doesn't have to be twice a week, but at least once a week, just to make sure that we're not leaving it behind. So we'll do these on the day opposite from the sissy squats because you don't need to blast your quads that many times. So on your glute dominant day, this is a way for you to continue to stimulate quads and do it in an isolated way. Right about there. And we're gonna do them single leg because people all the time will get an imbalance and they don't know it's coming. And people will get nuts with this to where you gotta lean all the way back and all that. We already did that with sissy squats. Just do a damn leg extension with one leg. Get good, as down as deep as you can. If you have one of those cool pads that you can put on here and it gives you even more range of motion, that's awesome. But if you're just in a standard gym, right here, okay? And really focus on this bottom half. So if we pump this weight to where eventually I'm gonna start getting tired and not being able to lock out, then I'm gonna hit these bottom partials here, just the bottom half, and I'm gonna finish that set. So that way I can get all the range of motion that I can, top to bottom here, but then for finishers, I'm gonna do this bottom half and milk every ounce that I can out of it. Leg extension, we need to hit these because RDLs are gonna hit 3 out of the 4 parts of our hamstrings. We still need to hit the curl part. We call it the bicep, all that bullshit. Doesn't matter what they're called. Basically, we just need to make sure we hit some curls. So do these on your quad focus day. Okay, so that way we're still getting hamstring exposure. We're still getting that twice a week stimulus, but we're giving it a little bit of a break because when we come back to posterior day / glute and hamstring day with low bar and RDLs, you don't want to blast these, a couple days before, but we still want to get stimulus. So whether it's a seated machine or a laying machine like this, I prefer the laying machine. The science-based people online are going to tell you to do the seated one. Do whichever one feels best for you. This feels best for me. And we're going to do single leg. Curl it up, nice and slow on the way down. And then what we'll do is, because we can really blast these bad boys, we're going to do full range of motion. And then as we finish, and we're getting to where we can barely get it up, we're just going to hit this bottom half range of motion here with one leg and then crap out. On the next set, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to blast that leg, do full range of motion, then finish with partials, and then you're going to do a drop set. So I'm doing my partials, I failed. Okay, come back up, drop the weight, or have your partner drop the weight, right back down, go right back at it, full range of motion. As soon as you're crapping out, hit those partials, and you got yourself, your hamstrings are absolutely cooked, and you do it in a couple sets. You don't have to waste a lot of time here. Guys, so that was how to grow your squat by 200 pounds as far as actually training one of the most important parts of this is how you actually structure and design your training program. So I mentioned it throughout. Try and have 2 leg days a week, a glute focus day and then a quad focus day. You don't have to do it that way. If you can only train twice a week and it's just total body days, maybe just do a little bit of flip-flopping if you can, but it doesn't have to be crazy. Make sure that you're getting the right level of intensity. Okay, push yourself to failure. Use those lengthened partials. Okay, really push yourself. You should be a little bit scared before every leg day because that means that you're actually pushing yourself hard enough. Because a lot of times we just like to check the box. That is not how you get growth. Okay, also we have to eat in order to grow. You need to make sure that you're getting sufficient protein, carbs, and fat. If you're not getting enough on those, you're really not going to make progress. This isn't about losing weight. This is about adding muscle and growing our legs and developing a strong, healthy lower body. So let's say you're 150 pounds. Let's go ahead and set your target calories at around 2,100. And then your target protein would be at least 150 grams a day. Maybe aim even higher, 180, something like that. For fats, we want that to be around 30%. That way we're not crashing your hormones. So on 2,100, we're gonna call it 70 grams of fat a day, okay? And then the remainder, you can fill in from carbs. And you wanna get enough carbs. I know we went on low carb, keto, all that stuff. That's all fine and good, but we're actually trying to develop and have good performance here. So feed your body. Training with good frequency, intensity, the right exercise selection, programming, and nutrition. You put all of those together and then make sure that you're allowing yourself to recover. If you're just not ready to train that day, check the box. Do what you can. There's days when I've come in and you just saw me squat where I ended up doing maybe 225 for 30 to 40 reps just to get some blood flow, get things moving, because whenever I've pushed myself and my body is screaming stop and I'm like, oh, I'm tough, I'm gonna do it, I end up hurting something. And then I lose a week or a month. Okay, what's more important? Being able to fight another day and do another session, or being able to prove to yourself you're tough? No, okay? It's always more important to be able to train again, especially as we get older. So if you wanna know how to do this, go check out our Strength After 30 Rise Again program. This thing is ridiculous. It's taking all of our intellectual capital, putting it into a group training format to where for basically a cup of coffee a day gets you access to these kinds of programs designed for your goals, nutrition designed for your goals and objectives and where you are in your journey. I don't think you're gonna find a better deal than that. StrengthAfter30.com/riseagain. Links in the description. Love you guys.